A mother sharing her story on how her son was a victim of car theft. A new app launched for the Bahamas. And a banquet hosted for a veteran retired educator.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Shashina Roll-Parkinson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news tonight, police on Grand Bahama wasting no time in bringing formal charges against an alleged car thief. This coming just days after police issued a warning to residents about a new trend on social media that is being used to dupe online shoppers and sellers. Tonight, a mother shares her story of how her son's car was stolen after being posted for sale on Facebook. As you will hear in this report, the stolen vehicle has been recovered and now the suspect is behind bars. Mother of three, Siobhan Monroe, says that her son posted his black 2007 Honda Accord on Things for Sale, a page used on Facebook to sell various items. The asking price for the car was $4,000. She says her son got a call from a potential buyer who expressed his interest in purchasing the car, and that's when they made arrangements to meet up.
I was trying to sell it. These guys said that they wanted to purchase it, but they wanted to test drive, so they came down to where he was working and drove the car, came back, and then the other guy that they left standing up on the outside said that the car was leaking and got my son to come out of the passenger seat to come and take a look at the car, and once he did that, the guy who was in the driver's seat drove off with the car, and the other one on foot, he went through Tino Beach Resort.
She adds that the other suspect, who was initially outside the car, fled on foot. Monroe notes that once her son alerted her as to what had happened, she sprung into action and reposted the vehicle on Facebook, warning persons that the vehicle was just stolen.
Yes, I got a lot of assistance actually from that, and I got permission from police in order to post that there, and persons PM me and were giving me information.
But get this, the suspects who stole the car Tuesday afternoon sold the car to an unsuspecting buyer later that day for some $3,000. Hours later, the family received enough tips that led police officials to the car and landed one suspect behind bars.
Well, I hope the lesson, especially to young persons who putting stuff on Things for Sale, they make sure that there is a seasoned adult there with them, or if the stuff is done in site where there are persons to witness what is going on. Don't do anything behind or where there's not much people around, because anything can happen.
On Friday morning, a Grand Bahama man was hauled before the courts to face charges in connection with the stolen car, as well as another. 19-year-old Joshua Lewis of Sunset Subdivision was arraigned before Magistrate Charlton Smith on 2 counts of stealing a vehicle. He pleaded guilty to both matters and was sentenced to 2 years at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. News: the Grand Bahama Development Company introducing a new initiative that is expected to significantly improve the quality of customer service for property owners. In this report, Sabrina Brown tells us that DevCo is also focused on helping to ease the financial burdens of customers at this time.
Lucaya Service Company, LASCO, is responsible for the maintenance of properties developed by the Grand Bahama Development Company. LASCO recently launched a new website, lasco.org, in an effort to better serve the community. Acting CEO at DevCo and Senior Legal Counsel, Cherise Brown.
For us, what is key is engagement and communication with our customers, because we want to partner with the lot owners and residents of Lucaya. We want to foster a spirit of community so that we can work together, we can work hand in hand to create a Lucaya which is clean and which is kept well maintained.
Legal counsel Paulette Ritchie outlines features of the new website.
If a customer were to go on the site, they can find some helpful hints. And these hints are found under the tab, What We Do. Okay? For example, indiscriminate dumping is on the rise. You will find some helpful hints as to how to deal with these problems, and also contact numbers that you can call in and report these problems and also similar problems. There are also tabs like frequently asked questions.
Maintenance Supervisor Corey Cartwright believes the website will be a useful tool in helping LUSCO to better respond to the needs of customers.
The customers have spoken and we have listened. We would like to give back to you in a big way, and at the end of the day, please do take advantage of the program that we have. The website is very innovative. For all of you who have your smartphones, just go on your smartphones and go to our website.
Customer Service Manager at DEVCO, Christine Vanderlind, says in light of the economic downturn, a 3-month discount program has been launched to assist property owners during these challenging financial times.
LUSCO will be offering a 25% discount on all existing service charge balances in arrears. We would also like to show appreciation to all customers whose accounts are currently current. Accordingly, LUSCO will be offering a similar 25% discount on all service charges for the year 2019 to 2021. Customers will be required to pay the full 3 years discounted service charges by way of a lump sum in advance.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
In other news, a resident in Grand Bahama has recently introduced a new app that is expected to take the market by storm, providing international and domestic tourists, as well as locals on every Bahamian island with an opportunity to discover what each island has to offer. Kimberly Mullings explains.
We wanted it to be Bahamian, okay, and we wanted it to be unique. So A is like a Bahamian slang.
The A Bahamas travel app was designed for visitors to find everything they can do in the Bahamas under one platform. Managing Director, Bahamian, Leslie Jolin says he woke up with the idea back in October and immediately began research. He found out that there was no digital travel guide for the country and decided to make one.
It's new, it's the first, so for some people it has to grow on them. The younger generation, this is easy for them to digest. The older generation, they have more questions than answers. Okay, so we're allowing persons to test it, okay, for free. And while they're testing it, we have some kinks that we want to iron out. We want to perfect it.
Jolene says it's rather easy to get involved.
There's something on it now for every island, especially the public spaces, like the beaches, the forts, the public parks. Those are all there already for every island. It is I hope that at some point we'll have it all covered, okay, all of the islands covered, and as much businesses on it as possible.
He says the A Bahamas travel app is very easy to use once you download it from the Apple or Google Play Store.
You would realize that it is of the same quality of any other international app, and if you're familiar with any other travel guide app, you realize it does basically the same thing with the same features, the same quality that you would meet in an international market.
Residents will find the app beneficial as well.
What it offers locals is, they can enjoy some of the same activities that a tourist enjoys, okay, and they can get information on some of the activities that the tourists have information on. Okay, so, but in the future we will be introducing some features of the app that I know for sure will be quite appealing to even the locals.
Jolene says the A Bahamas travel app team is currently collaborating with the Ministry of Tourism.
Our product is a broad range product, so the collaboration between private sectors and tourism will help to so we don't duplicate our efforts. Okay, so we know what the big picture is, and the big picture is to attract more visitors, to offer them more while they're here, to make sure that we serve them to a level and standard that they return.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Switching gears now, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, along with a number of partners, are taking all measures to ensure that they are prepared for any storm that Grand Bahama may face. In this report, the manager responsible for water shared their preparedness plan. Italia Hall has more.
Water is an important commodity that many residents depend on during the time of a storm. Manager of the Grand Bahama Utility Company, Giron Turnquest, says they have begun preparations along with their partners, the Grand Bahama Power Company, Sanitation Services, and City Management. He says there are 3 well fields located in Freeport and 3 smaller fields located in the eastern end of the island.
We do experience flooding in some of the low-lying well fields, that is especially the one over the bridge. And in the event that that does happen, we do have the well field 1 and 3 that we can continue supplying water.
The utility manager says prior to any impending storm, they ensure that all supply tanks are filled and secured.
We secure them so that as the hurricane passes, we can ensure that at the aftermath, we'll have water to be able to distribute to our customers.
For all major customers, especially in the touristic and industrial areas that use a lot of water, Turnquest says it is imperative that you fill your storage tanks before a storm,
so that they can provide water to them in the event that we can't get water to them right away. This we found in the past that especially the hotels, 1 or 2 of the hotels didn't have water, and they can do things like fill their pools, make sure that any storage tanks that they have, they can fill those prior to the impact of a hurricane.
And for persons who are concerned about having water through a storm,
you may find water may be in the system, but the water system it would normally be shut down for during the passing of the storm. And that is because we are concerned that we may breach our infrastructure, and if that happens, we can lose all the water that we have stored. So we do expect that if all goes well, that we would be able to come back up very quickly once the storm has passed.
And that was our Italia Hall reporting. And of course, don't forget to answer tonight's trivia question to win a ticket to Tyrus Riley's concert. The question tonight is, name 3 sponsors for this year's Grand Bahama Homecoming Festival. As always, the winner will be announced at the end of tonight's newscast. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.